Hi, Saladator here, and welcome to the third Java tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to go over math operators. So, remember in the last tutorial we learned about integers, doubles, floats, and stuff, how they're numbers. Okay, so we're going to do stuff with those. Okay, I'm going to make a couple integers. I'm going to make integer a, and I'm going to set that. Let's see. I'm going to set integer a. Actually, I'm just going to declare this to show you something cool. I'm going to declare integer a, integer b, and integer c. You see, you can put these commas after these variables to declare multiple variables in one line with the same data type. This is called a data type, by the way. And then I can just set those equal to stuff. So I'll set a equals to 5, b equals to 3, and c will equal a plus b. So I just introduced something new, this plus sign, basically. So it does exactly what you would expect it to do. It adds them together. So I'm basically saying the c variable will equal a plus b. So a is 5, b is 3, so you would expect c to be 8. So let's go test that out and see if it works. I'm going to run this, and 8. We get 8, so it works. And you can do many other operators, like there's the addition operator, there's multiplication operator. Let's test that. The multiplication operator is just this asterisk right here. So let's go ahead and run that. Okay, and we get 15. 5 times 3 equals 15. So that's great. Multiplication works. And another thing, divide. Let's test that if that works. It'll basically divide 5 by 3. Let's see what we get. Okay, we get 1. That is not the correct answer. 5 divided by 3 is not 1. So why does it do that? Why does it give us 1? Well, remember, integers don't have decimal points. So when we're dividing integers by other integers, it's going to output an integer. So integers cannot have decimal points, so it's probably 1 point something, like I don't know, 1.666 or something like that. But what it does is Java takes all the decimal points and removes them. This is called truncation. So even if you get 1.99999, it does not round it. It just takes off the decimal points and it'll just say 1. So if you want to really get an accurate answer, you would have to change this to either a double or a float. So we're just going to change this to a double, and I'm going to run this. And as you can see, we get 1.6666666. Okay, basically 1 2/3. So that is the correct answer. Way more accurate. So you have to be careful with integers when you're dividing stuff, because that can happen. Another important operator is the modulus operator, which is this percent sign. So basically what the modulus operator does is it takes the remainder of the division. And you can do this with ints. It's perfectly fine to do this with ints because you won't get a decimal answer usually, unless you're working with decimals. I don't even think you can use this with decimals. But basically, you're going to use the modulus operator on A, which is 5, and then on B, which is 3. So what this will do is it will divide it by 3, so it gets 1.666 or something like that. But 3 can only go into 5 one time, right? After it goes into 5, there's 2 left over. So that's what it returns. It returns 2 because there's 2 is the remainder of that division. So that's what it returns. If A was 3, it would return 0 because there's 0 remainder. It divided into it equally. So let's go ahead and run this, and yeah, there we go, 2. So this modulus operator is really helpful, especially in games. I use it all the time. But we will go into that in more detail. At least you know what it does, but there's lots of algorithms that use that modulus operator. Okay, so I went over the basics of those operators, but now there's another thing. You can put operators with the equal sign. These are called assignment operators. And basically what you can do is you can add things, you can increment things basically, or decrement things, or divide. Here, I'll just show you. Okay, so we'll set C to 7 or something. We'll actually give C a value. But say I want C to add B's value to it. So I can say C plus equals B. And basically, this is the same thing as saying C equals C plus B. Now, if you've taken any math class, unless B is 0, this should be an untrue statement. C cannot equal C plus B if B is anything other than 0, because C will be different, right? But in programming, it's different. In Java, it's different. This equal sign doesn't mean it's checking whether this is true or not, or this is a statement or whatever. It's setting C equal to something. It's saying, wherever you are now, I don't care, you're going to be equal to something, and you're going to be equal to the right side of this equal sign. Okay? And we're setting it equal to C plus B. B is 3 and C was 7. So this will obviously equal 10. So C by the end of this statement should equal 10. And this is just a shortcut to do it, to basically say C plus B. So let's go ahead and run that, see if it works. As you can see, it printed 10, which is what we expected. And you can also do other things like minus C minus B. Oh, I also forgot the subtraction. Excuse me. Excuse me. The subtraction operator. So that just is basically the opposite of addition. I didn't think I really needed to explain that, but yeah, it's there. Okay, so you can also do minus equal B. You know, that'll subtract. You can do divide equals, times equals. I'm pretty sure you also can do modulus equals too. Let's test that out. See what that does. So we get 1 because B goes into C 2 times, and then after that there's a remainder of 1, so that's good. So there's even a modulus assignment operator, so that's pretty cool. And then this is even considered an operator. This is just the equals operator. It will set C equal to B, and B is 3. So as we expected, C is now 3. Okay, so that's enough about operators involving numbers. Now let's go to strings. So you might be wondering why there is operators for strings, because they're words. How can we have math operators for strings? But I'll show you. Okay, so I'll have actually I will have a string named first name. Also, another important thing is variables cannot have spaces in between them, and they have to all be connected, and they can't have numbers. They can't have numbers in the front of the name, and they can't have weird symbols like the times operator or whatever in their name. So just letters, you know, and they all have to be connected. Okay. They can have numbers at the end, but just not at the beginning. So we have a first name, and then let's make another string called last name. And we're going to set this equal to Joe. Okay? So the name of this person is Bobby Joe. Okay, cool. Now let's do stuff with this. Let's make another string called output. This is going to, actually we're not going to do anything with this. We're just going to declare it. Now we're going to set output to equal first name plus a space plus, oops, my bad, last name. So basically what this will do is we'll do something called concatenating the string, which basically is a fancy word for just saying connecting them. So I'm going to connect the first name with a space. You see, we can just have standalone strings with quotes. That's perfectly fine. And I'm going to combine that with the last name. Okay? And let's print this out. And the system, oops, I'm going to close that. And the system.println. Okay? Run that. And as you can see, we've got Bobby Joe. Awesome. So that's something what string operators can do. There's like not any like minus sign or times sign or divide. Just plus, you know. And you can also do the plus equal thing. So you can say if I set output to something like an empty string, and then I say output equal or plus equals first name, then output plus equals the space, and then output plus equals last name. That'll basically do the same thing. Let's go ahead and run that. And as you can see, we got Bobby Joe. So that's awesome. So that's basically the basics of how you manipulate different variables. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.